Alright, welcome back. So, in the previous episode, uh we caught all the legendaries. And yeah. So now that we're done with the legendary hunting, we have a few things that we need to do. Or well, that I did in between is I got everyone leveled up. And I did use the duplication glitch to duplicate a bunch of rare candies because, let's be honest, grinding everyone up to level 60 to 70 from 50 is just so time consuming. If you do run into like an issue with the duplication thing where like you can't open the box, oh, by the way, we have a Raichu now that we used our Thunderstone, and Pikachu had all the moves that it could learn. You should avoid, assuming you don't want all the moves, or assuming you want all the moves that a Pokemon has, you should avoid evolving it with a stone until it's learned all the moves. Otherwise, it can't learn the moves after it's evolved with the stone. Now, there are exceptions like Eevee, for instance, that can still learn new moves after being evolved with the stone, but that's a whole other thing. So back to the duplication thing. If you can't, if the box won't open because of a bad timing, what you can do is you can set the box to the current box, and then you can go and catch a wild Pokemon, and that will reset the box. So you can actually open it. So we are going to be doing Battle Tower. I'm not going to spend too much time in here. I'm just going to show off one battle. But here's the thing with Battle Tower. You can only have 3 Pokemon. And you can choose what level you fight, from level 10 to level 100. I would recommend keeping your Pokemon around the same level. That way you're not at too big of a disadvantage. Unfortunately, all the Pokemon I chose are weak to all these Pokemon. So I don't really have a good way of taking out any of them. Jolteon is very fast. It's well known for being a very fast Pokemon. And unfortunately, I did not bring Ursaring that has Earthquake to deal with it. Now, the trainers in Battle Tower can have any Pokemon, and they'll be whatever level you set it to. So all these Pokemon are going to be level 70, which I figured would be fine. I'm not looking to win big at the Battle Tower. I'm just here to have fun and to show it off. Well, I'm not really having fun here, but... And thank you, Focus Band. I have no clue how we survive. And you can't use items. The only items that are allowed are the items that are on the Pokemon themselves. So somehow we managed to beat Jolteon. Thank you, Focus Band. Now this Girafarig is probably one of the most terrifying freaking Pokemon I've ever seen. Unfortunately, I don't really have anything that can handle Girafarig either. It's a Dark type? And I know Poison is strong against Dark, but I can't remember what else is. This Girafarig knows Earthquake, which is just it's so terrifying to me. Does Girafford naturally learn Earthquake? I don't know enough about Girafford to really know. That one little berry is going to extend this battle out by another turn, because of course it does. Thankfully, its Earthquake doesn't do a whole lot of damage to Feraligatr. Yep. Stupid berries. So again, Battle Tower is not like an essential thing. In fact, I don't... Is it in gold and silver? I want to say it's not. Fortunately, this Gyarados apparently knows Thunderbolt. What is this team? It's like specially designed to counter everything that I have. And unfortunately, since it's, you know, a water type, it's going to be strong against my fire types, and I'm going to be weak against its water type moves. So we tried. I mean, we did manage to beat 2 of them. Somehow Arcanine managed to hold on. Unfortunately, Extreme Speed is nice for the priority, but it's not really... It doesn't have the power behind it. Well, thankfully, I don't think you lose money if you lose a battle in here. Alright, well, thanks for visiting. Okay, so we are now back up at the Indigo Plateau. If you come here on Mondays or Wednesdays, and you go to fight the Elite Four, your rival will stop you and demand to have another battle with you. Now, this one is kind of optional, but I like to think of this as sort of the true fight between you and your rival. Because here's the thing, up until this point, he really didn't care too much about his Pokemon. Unfortunately, this fight's going to be kind of one-sided, because his levels don't really change at all between the Mount Moon fight and this one. While I had to get stuff leveled up beforehand in preparation for Red, and I couldn't wait to fight him. So here is the one difference between this fight and the fight in Mount Moon, is this Crobat. Now, in order to evolve Golbat to Crobat, it has to love you. It has to have a high opinion of you in order for it to evolve. So it's not going to have a very high opinion of him now, since I knocked it out. But that is, to me, good just like storytelling through game mechanics. The fact that he has grown as a trainer to care about his Pokemon, or at least Crobat. To the point that Crobat, a Pokemon that can only evolve, a Golbat that can only evolve into Crobat with enough opinion, a high opinion. I really like that. I think that's nice storytelling through the game, through the gameplay, or game mechanic. But again, this fight is kind of, again, one-sided, unless you choose to come here before grinding to get to get enough levels to fight Red. Now, you might be coming here to fight the Elite Four, and that's a good way to get some levels, because those Pokemon are still pretty high level. But that's the unfortunate thing with Gen 2 is the level curve, because outside of Blue and Lance, none of the other gym leaders really have anything of substantial level. And the random encounters, even in Mount Silver, are still in like their 40s and maybe low 50s. But yeah. Now, all the Pokemon that he has other than Crobat are the same, and we're going to take them all out pretty easily here. Now, I don't remember if you can re-fight him if you come back again on another day. I don't remember if that's a thing, or if this is just the final fight against him. Alright. We never did learn his name. Okay, I lost. And he accepts defeat. Darn, I still can't win. I have to think more about my Pokemon. Try not to lose. Yeah, don't worry, we're not gonna lose. Because we're not fighting them. Alright, so now we are back in Pallet Town. Now that we have all the gym badges, we can talk with Oak. You collected badges of gyms in Kanto. Well done. I was right in my assessment of you. Tell you what, Crystal. I'll make arrangements so that you can go to Mount Silver. Mount Silver is it's the home for a bunch of wild Pokemon. Too dangerous for the average trainer, so it's off limits. But we can make an exception. And yeah, so if you try and go to Mount Silver beforehand, the guy will be standing in your way and you can't go past. So you have to go and talk with the Oak first, after collecting all of the gym badges. Thankfully, he doesn't hide it behind needing a certain number of Pokemon in the Pokédex. That would have been really lame. Alright. So, this is Route 28. I don't think there's really a whole lot on this route. There's really no items to pick up. It seems like there should be some hidden items, but I didn't find any. But there is a Pokemon Center here. Hey, why are you here? I thought they said that this was off limits. Okay. Alright, so I would recommend doing Mount Silver in 2 trips. If you're like me and you don't want to use your good Pokemon to hold all of your HMs, especially Flash and Waterfall, I would come here first with the Pokemon that you're using as the HM slaves, because you don't need Waterfall to get through the dungeon. Also, I'm not sure why it's taking this long. You use whatever Pokemon you're using for Waterfall, assuming it's not your primary water type, and go through and get all the items first, if that's what you care about, obviously. And then come back again with your team that you plan on fighting Red with. Unless you want, I mean, if you want to fight Red with whatever HM slaves that you have, that's fine. I mean, you're more than welcome to. This is just my recommendations. What I recommend based off of my experiences. And that's really most of my opinions. Like, if I say to, do something, that's my opinion, that's my recommendation. And you're more than welcome to try something else. And Ursaring. So if you didn't want to catch Teddy Ursa at the start of the game, and you want to wait until now to get an Ursaring, there you go. Good night, bear. Yeah, I don't know if the encounter rate is just jacked up for this place, but there are a lot of encounters. Well, you often fight a lot of encounters. So, there are a lot of encounters, and the most common one is going to be Graveler, especially for this floor. Graveler and Onyx are two of the more common ones. You'll also run into Ursaring quite a bit, and Magmar, as you saw. I believe in this area you can actually run into Larvitar, which is the rare encounter for this place. And man, I think it's like 5% during the day and afternoon. And I can't remember if it's 5% at night or 0% at night. And here's the one thing with Larvitar. It takes so long to get Larvitar up to the level of evolving into both Pupitar and Tyranitar. But they are very strong Pokemon, especially Tyranitar. If you start getting annoyed with all the random encounters, I just recommend putting on a max repel and having one of your high-level Pokemon in front, just so you don't have to deal with all the encounters. Because at this point, that's what I'm doing. Because I can't be bothered to fight this many Pokemon at this point. But this is a great place to grind if you're still hurting for levels. Assuming you are trying to grind Pokemon that are strong against rock types. Because that's what you're primarily going to be fighting. Okay, I believe that is all of the items in this area. So, once you head in here, and head up all the way up here, you can fight Red. But we're not going to do that in this episode. We're going to be doing that in the next episode. So, thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time.